Welcome to a new Bike World segment called On Tour with me, SMO. I'm a moto vlogger, which means that I share my experiences with motorcycles from a first-person perspective on my trusty Street Triple R. Over the coming weeks, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of Britain's best hidden biking roads, and in order to do so, I'm going to recruit the help of some fellow vloggers and friends of mine to share some local knowledge, and hopefully we'll find some awesome places to eat and stay along the way. And what better place to start than my home, the beautiful Isle of Wight. Now, it's not exactly a well-hidden secret that the Isle of Wight is not a very big place. In fact, from the very western point to the very far eastern point, it's only about 27 miles. And in fact, if you take away just the land and you're left with the road network, it's actually closer to 24 miles. It will come as no surprise then that you could most likely circumnavigate the entire Isle of Wight in probably just a couple of hours, give or take depending on the traffic. However, if you've never been here before, there are plenty of cool things to discover. This video really just kind of aims to show you some of the things that you might find. However, I've deliberately left out some of the more exciting places in the hope that you might come and explore for yourself.
So your experience after getting off the ferry at Fishbourne will be very similar to this one. And our first location of interest is actually surprisingly close. So we're headed to a place called Core Abbey, which is a beautiful old building. I'm going to take you there right now. It's only about half a mile away. Doesn't take more than a second, so let's get over there. It would appear that we've already encountered our very first Isle of Wight driver. They typically like to drive 10 miles an hour below the speed limit until they reach a 30, and then they do 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. It's very interesting. So after turning left out of the ferry terminal, our first destination is several hundred meters up the road, right here on the left hand side again. So let's check it out.
So this is Core Abbey, the building itself behind me. Beautiful old place, definitely worth checking out if you've not seen anything like it before. It's also a gorgeous area generally. There are paths all around, like the one behind me for instance, and if I turn around, one in this direction as well. So it's definitely worth checking out. The road that leads here is not terribly exciting, don't get me wrong, but once you're here, it's a nice place to be. However, I think it's time that we moved on to our next beautiful location. Let's go. Welcome to the beautiful location number 2. This is Aptly Beach, and as you can see behind me, it stretches on for miles. And if by chance you feel a little peckish, behind me up here is Aptly Beach Cafe, great for a slap-up breakfast, and above is a rather more swanky restaurant. I think it's about time we experience some of the beautiful roads the island has to offer. There aren't that many, but there are a few, so let's get going.
This is the road that links Shanklin and Ventnor. Takes us over a hill called Cowleys, and it's quite exciting. Officer.
Join me on Ventnor seafront right now. It is beautiful. Nothing much really needs to be said about that. Behind me down here is Betsy and Spinky's. It's a biker-friendly cafe, and there are often meets down there for all kinds of bikers from all different walks of life and all different machines. Good food too, with the local fishermen literally just down here. You're not going to get fresher seafood. So now we are in Chale. We find ourselves here at the Viewpoint Cafe, and we're going to head down here and along Military Road, which goes along the coast down there.
There you go. Look at that, people. Just take it in for a second. Freshwater Bay. Beautiful. So we're just going to go over the crest of this hill here. We're going to turn left into the car park at Compton Bay, which is just here. Perfect place to stop and get an ice cream, recharge your batteries, because you're about to blast it through that S-bend up there. This next stretch of road is called Middle Road, and it connects a place called Afton to Newport. Newport is the centre of the island. Heavy on the brakes, otherwise you launch yourself into that bush. Fantastic stretch of road.
I'm sure you figured out by now that the Isle of Wight is built around exploration more than it is speed, but don't let that put you off. There are a lot of things left to find, especially buried in the middle. But if you go too fast, you'll miss the character that makes this place quite so special. On behalf of myself and Bike World, I'd like to thank you guys for coming with me, and I hope to see you next time.